So this stuff looks and feels like clay, but it's actually silver, and it turns into this little ring. Just gotta shape it and heat it up. So cool. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. So I have this art clay silver, 20 grams, picked it up off of Amazon. I think it was like 40 bucks. Came with some instructions, not just in Japanese, but in English.
Oh, never mind, it's English.
And it only came with these 3 little pouches. And so I'm a little worried because I've never used it before, so if I mess it up, it's kind of expensive for how little there is. I don't have a kiln, I'm just gonna use a blowtorch. I don't know that I can fix it if it's broken. And then like once I turn it silver, I don't know if I can add clay to it. And I don't know how good like it will hold detail. So like if I put a bunch of time into it and it just gets blurry and morphy once it turns silver, it could be a waste of time. So let's go. First thing I noticed is that it acts and feels just like clay, with the exception that it's a little heavier. So I'm just gonna form it around this mandrel to make a little band. And also I can put water and it does smooth it out. So like I said, but it does leave stuff on my finger. So I feel like if I use too much water, I'm gonna lose a lot of my clay. Ugh. So, you might want to reduce, recycle. So I got that wet, smoothed it on top, and there we go. Next, I want to place little like gems in those little spots. I am worried to see what happens to these when it goes under heat, but the worst that could happen is it just messes up and it's fine. So once it dry, I took it off. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit more, and I started experimenting. I wanted to make something that like held this little gem, but turns out the work time isn't super good, so I had to keep wetting it to make sure it was workable, and then it just got all over my hands and I lost most of the material on my hands, so it's a little small. So I just put on a little wire mesh kitchen prison and heat it up. You see how much it shrank? It kind of got blobby. Oh, it makes me worried about detail, except for it did make details from that. I'm also curious what's on the inside, but then that was gone forever and I lost it, couldn't find it. So we're just gonna go ahead and work with the ring. So I filed it down, sanded it down, used a razor blade to get some of the details out and get the gems to kind of poke out. And this is how I want it to look. So now let's just fire it up. So I'm trying to be a little more careful, thinking maybe if I don't like let it melt, but it still shrinks. You see how it shrinks? So you're gonna want to size it up, especially if it's a ring. It's just shrinking. And then yeah, the gems were glass. They weren't real gems. So I messed up. I don't even know if a real gem would have worked either. I think it might have broken. Oh, do you see it kind of turning silver though? It's nice. There we go. It's all silver, which is wild. Why is clay working as silver? I had my smart friend explain this to me, but I forgot all the details. Science. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of grind the shape back into it. Did lose a little of its form. Kind of got a little more softer on the edges than sharp, and then just polish her up. And overall, I am pretty stoked with this first time little look at it. I think I want to try it with different gems, or maybe put gems in and then place them afterwards. That could also be an option. So on to the next pouch. This is the last pouch of the 3. We're gonna do another band. I want to make it kind of drippy and warbly because like it's clay, so why am I trying to make it look perfect? It's clay. Let's do something that is hard to do with silver. And once I got it to how I wanted it, I was going to dry it instead of let it dry overnight like I did last one. I just took a heater to it.
Guess who broke it?
I mean, torch, and yeah, it just broke. So,
but also I ran out of...
I have some more clay. This one was 80 bucks. It came with 2 pretty big pouches. And that's 25 grams. And we're just going to try to piece it together. And hopefully that will work. Like the wet mixed with the wet with the dry. And I'm just going to dry it back onto it. And spray that so I don't burn my hands. Take it off really carefully. Down to the edge and try to make it silver. So, it worked. It was turned silver, which makes you feel good. It feels like this is more workable than I thought. I can like come back and work with dry clay on top of dry like wet clay, but it broke on me again. So now I'm like, okay, can I put wet clay on the silver? So we're gonna test that out and also make some of the drips a little more drippy. Fix that break and heat it up. Heat it up. Spoiler, it worked. So now I know that I can like make it into silver and then add clay and just keep on working with it that way. So I kept on doing that for a little bit till I kind of got the shape more so how I wanted it. Came back, hammered it flat. I think I'm gonna add a little more clay on. Oh, it broke again, but it's fine. We'll just add clay. It's not a big deal, Mom. Melt it. I wanted to look a little drippy, so I kind of let it get more liquidy, kind of softer, not hold the form. Hammered it once again. Started shaping it with a Dremel, a rotary tool, and then shined her on up. Polished her sweet and shiny. It's a little liquid drippy drip drip. Cool. I think the clay is a very viable option if you wanted to make like one-off kind of organic looking piece and not do like a sand casting. I have all this stuff to do sand casting, so I don't know how more difficult that is, but that's kind of what it feels like. But ooh, we're gonna try it again. I want to see if it can hold detail. So I have my little finger, because it'd be cool to like take a 3D printer and then like make a mold and smush it into the mold. Ooh, that will be the next video. And also I want to see if it will hold stamps. This is nice because I messed up, and so I just smoothed out the part that I messed up and re-stamped it. Talk to me in flowers. And that's like kind of benefit of clay is it's easy to repair before it becomes silver.
Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you guys haven't heard me talk about Squarespace, and see my videos because I talk about them because I love them so much. I've been using them for 10 years. I started using them because I wanted to make a website where I was selling little rings. And I was in a crunch, and I was like, okay, let's do something I can build out in one day that's gonna work, and I can start like selling my rings tomorrow. Got on Squarespace. It was so easy, so user-friendly. I was able to make the website, get the rings on there, the inventory and pictures up, and start selling immediately. And the best part was the templates made it look professional, and because I could drag and drop and like customize things, it was very on brand to what I wanted. With my hands being right here, how fun is that? I have no idea how this looks. So you can go and create a website today, no credit card needed, link in the description, and then when you decide to purchase something, use one code SHMOO to get 10% off.
Well, I'm gonna have to fix that one. Try again. Alright, so be sure to like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that bell notification. And yeah.